Aaron Hernandez, star-turned-killer, then suicide in prison. Aaron Hernandez was the Patriots' next great tight end, until murder ended it all. He signed a $40 million contract in 2012. Months later, Odin Lloyd was found shot execution style. Evidence led straight to Hernandez. Investigators tied him to 2 more murders from 2012. Gang ties, paranoia, guns, it all unraveled fast. In 2015, he was sentenced to life. 2 years later, he hanged himself in prison. Doctors found extreme CTE, the kind that destroys impulse control. The NFL erased his name. The Patriots cut all traces. His fall exposed a truth the league feared. Fame, violence, and brain damage colliding in silence. O.J. Simpson, from Hall of Famer to double homicide trial. O.J. Simpson went from national hero to the face of murder on live TV. A Heisman winner, NFL MVP, movie star. In 1994, his ex-wife Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman were found murdered. Days later, the white Bronco chase became world news. Simpson was arrested, charged with double homicide, and put on trial. Millions watched. His dream team lawyers won acquittal in 1995, but the civil court found him liable. The NFL distanced itself, yet never revoked his legacy. Years later, armed robbery sent him to prison again. Once the league's image of perfection, he became its most infamous shadow. Ray Lewis, double murder charges buried under rings. Ray Lewis lifted the Lombardi Trophy, but his story began with blood. In 2000, 2 men were stabbed to death outside an Atlanta nightclub. Lewis and 2 friends were charged with murder. Witnesses changed stories. Evidence disappeared. The white suit Lewis wore that night was never found. He took a plea deal, obstruction of justice, and testified against his friends. Murder charges dropped. He paid a settlement to the victims' families, returned to the Ravens, and won a Super Bowl. Later, he entered the Hall of Fame. The league called him redeemed. The case remains unsolved. His legend, forever written over silence. Jovan Belcher, murder-suicide in front of team staff. Jovan Belcher's final act stunned the entire NFL. In 2012, the Chiefs linebacker shot and killed his girlfriend, Cassandra Perkins, at home. He then drove to the team facility, thanked his coach and GM, and turned the gun on himself. Their infant daughter was left behind. Hours later, the Chiefs still played their game. Reports showed Belcher had concussions, depression, and possible CTE symptoms. No long-term help was ever offered. The league called it tragedy, then moved on. A player's breakdown, a family destroyed, and football kept going like nothing happened. Ray Caruth hired a hitman on pregnant girlfriend. Ray Caruth turned a career into one of football's darkest crimes. A first-round pick in 1997, promising Panthers receiver. But in 1999, his pregnant girlfriend, Cherika Adams, was shot 4 times while driving. She managed to call 911, naming Caruth before dying. Investigators found he hired a hitman to kill her and their unborn child. Caruth fled, hiding in a car trunk with cash and food. He was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to nearly 19 years. Their son survived, born with brain damage. Caruth walked free in 2018. The NFL never spoke his name again. Some stories don't fade. They stain the game forever. Darren Williams, shot and killed after nightclub argument. Darren Williams was supposed to be Denver's future. Then came the gunfire. New Year's Day, 2007. The Broncos cornerback had just left a nightclub after a team party. A fight broke out inside. Moments later, gunshots hit his limo. Williams was killed instantly, 24 years old. The shooter was tied to local gangs. Police said it was a case of mistaken identity. Teammate Shubbo Javon Walker survived, traumatized. Denver mourned. The NFL moved on. No tribute lasted long. A young star killed for nothing. Fame couldn't protect him, and the streets never cared who he played for. Sean Taylor, Killed in home invasion, still no full truth. Sean Taylor was built to be a legend, but death came before his prime. A Pro Bowl safety, feared hitter, family man. In 2007, intruders broke into his Miami home. He was shot protecting his fiancée and baby daughter. He died the next day. Police said it was a robbery gone wrong, but rumors never stopped. Missing jewelry, unknown motives, conflicting stories. He was 24. The Redskins honored his number, fans built shrines, and the league called him a hero. But no one ever explained why a rising star died so violently, so soon. Will Smith, Saints, road rage murder, deeper tensions ignored. Will Smith survived the NFL's hits, but not one on the street. In 2016, the Super Bowl champion was driving in New Orleans when a fender bender turned fatal. Words turned to rage. Gunfire followed. Smith was shot 8 times and killed. The shooter, Cardell Hayes, claimed self-defense after accusing Smith of hitting him first. Toxicology showed Smith had alcohol in his system. But what stood out was the silence after. No deep probe, no answers. Just another athlete gone. His story wrapped in speculation. A man built for collisions, lost to one he never saw coming. Steve McNair, shot by mistress, tangled personal life hidden. Steve McNair was the Titans warrior until his secret life ended it all. July 4th, 2009, McNair was found dead beside his 20-year-old mistress. Both shot. Police called it a murder-suicide. She killed him, then herself. McNair had a wife, 4 kids, and an image of perfection. The investigation ended quickly. No deeper look at what led there. Just headlines and whispers. Teammates remembered his toughness, not his turmoil. His double life became a cautionary tale the NFL never addressed. From MVP to tragedy, his story showed how silence can hide everything until it explodes. Fred Lane, shot by his wife, motives buried. Fred Lane's death was sudden, brutal, and barely covered. In 2000, the Panthers running back was shot and killed by his wife, Deidre Lane, as he entered their home. She fired twice, once in the chest, once in the back of the head. Reports surfaced of domestic issues, but both sides had histories of violence. Police found no robbery, no clear motive. Deidre claimed self-defense and served 6 years. Fred Lane was 24. The NFL released a statement. Then silence. Another life ended. Another tragedy tucked behind stats and Sunday highlights. Junior Seau, suicide linked to severe CTE. Junior Seau gave the NFL everything and lost himself in the end. A Chargers legend. 10-time All-Pro. Iron body, unstoppable energy. But behind the hits came something darker. In 2012, Seau shot himself in the chest. No note, just silence. His family demanded answers. Doctors found advanced CTE, his brain ravaged from 2 decades of collisions. Depression, anger, confusion, all symptoms ignored by the league. Seau's death became proof that toughness had a cost. The NFL called it tragedy, not consequence. But his story exposed the truth. The hits don't end when the game does. Mike Webster died homeless. CTE cover-up started here. Mike Webster was the first hero football broke. A Steelers legend, Hall of Fame center, played through every hit, every headache. After retirement, everything fell apart. He lived in his truck, glued his teeth back in with super glue, and wrote letters to the NFL begging for help. None came. In 2002, he died at 50. Alone, broke, brain destroyed. Dr. Bennett Omalu examined his brain and found CTE. The league tried to bury the study, silence the doctor, and protect the shield. But Webster's story was the beginning of the NFL's biggest cover-up. Dave Duerson shot himself in chest, asked to study brain. Dave Duerson knew something was wrong and left a message for science. A 2-time Super Bowl champion. Smart, disciplined, respected. But after years of hits, his mind changed. Memory loss, anger. He told family he wasn't himself. In 2011, he shot himself in the chest, deliberately avoiding his head. His final text said to donate his brain for research. Doctors confirmed it. Advanced CTE. The damage was permanent, invisible, ignored. Duerson had once worked for the NFL's disability board. He knew how little they cared. His death wasn't just suicide, it was evidence. Andre Waters, suicide at 44. Brain, aged 85. Andre Waters' brain told a story the NFL didn't want told. He was a fearless safety, known for violent hits, heavy contact. Retired in 1995, but his life spiraled. Depression, memory loss. In 2006, he shot himself in the head. He was 44. Neurologists examined his brain. It resembled that of an 85-year-old man with Alzheimer's. Decades of concussions had shredded his neurons. The NFL denied any connection. No statement, no support. Waters became another warning ignored. A player trained to hit. Destroyed by what the league called toughness. Vincent Jackson died alone. Undiagnosed CTE discovered after. Vincent Jackson's quiet death revealed a growing epidemic. A 3-time Pro Bowler. Community leader. No scandals, no signs. In 2021, he was found dead in a Florida hotel room after days of isolation. Autopsy showed chronic alcohol use, depression, and later stage 2 CTE. He was only 38. His family said he suffered memory loss and confusion long before. The NFL offered condolences, not solutions. Another modern player, same ancient story. Fame, pain, and a brain broken by impact. Jackson's smile hid the truth the league still refuses to face. Demaryius Thomas, CTE at 33, after years of seizures. Demaryius Thomas was supposed to grow old a champion, but his brain gave out first. 4-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl winner, one of Peyton Manning's favorite targets. After retiring, Thomas began suffering seizures. Violent, unpredictable, terrifying. Friends said he changed, withdrawing from everyone. In 2021, he was found dead in his shower at just 33. Doctors later discovered stage 2 CTE, another young star destroyed by invisible damage. The NFL honored his highlights, but ignored the cause. Thomas' death proved it's not just the old legends. Even today's heroes are paying for every hit. Chris Henry, brain damage after multiple arrests, early death. Chris Henry was chasing redemption, then his brain betrayed him. A Bengals receiver known for speed and trouble. Multiple arrests, suspensions. But teammates said he was changing. In 2009, during an argument with his fiancée, he jumped onto the back of a moving truck. He fell and died instantly. He was 26. Doctors studied his brain. It showed signs of advanced CTE, shocking for someone so young. The league didn't mention it. Henry's story showed that brain damage doesn't wait for age or retirement. It builds hit after hit until the body can't keep up. Philip Adams, murdered 6, then suicide, advanced CTE. Philip Adams' final day ended in blood and confusion. A journeyman cornerback, quiet, polite, respected. In 2021, he shot and killed 6 people in South Carolina, including 2 children, then turned the gun on himself. Family and friends were stunned. Months later, doctors revealed his brain was ravaged by stage 2 CTE. Years of hits had damaged his impulse control and reasoning. No one saw it coming. No one helped. The NFL sent condolences, not answers. Adams' story turned the league's hidden problem into a nightmare headline. Brain injuries that kill long after the final snap. Terry Long drank antifreeze after testing positive for PEDs. Terry Long's death was as strange as it was tragic. A Steelers lineman known for toughness and silence. In 2005, he failed a steroid test. Days later, he drank antifreeze and died. Toxicology confirmed suicide. Autopsy revealed severe brain damage, classic CTE. His behavior had shifted for years, depression, confusion, violent mood swings. But no one intervened. He became another casualty in the NFL's denial era, when concussions were ignored and punishment came faster than help. Terry Long didn't just die from chemicals, he died from the system that made him ignore pain until it killed him.